After two consecutive shocking defeats in their opening two games in the United States against AC Milan 1-0 and FC Barcelona 2-1, Real Madrid eventually bounced back against Chelsea, thrashing the Premier League heavyweight 2-1, courtesy of goals from Lucas Vazquez and Brahim Diaz for Real Madrid and Noni Madueke for Chelsea, with all three goals being scored during the first half. After the game, Carlo Ancelotti attended a post-match customary press conference where he discussed a variety of topics including Luka Modrić, Arda Guler, Endrick, Tchouaméni, and Thibaut Courtois. We are going to be discussing you detailedly on that in this episode as we progress, so please stay tuned right up to the end. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss out on our daily Real Madrid update. Real Madrid finally picked up a victory on their pre-season tour of the United States as they beat Chelsea 2-1 last night in Charlotte. First half goals from Lucas Vazquez and Brahim Diaz sealed the deal for the reigning Spanish and European champions, even though Noni Madueke pulled one back for Chelsea before halftime. Having lost their first two friendlies against AC Milan and Barcelona, Real Madrid ended their US tour on a positive note, and manager Carlo Ancelotti was pleased with the win heading into the UEFA Super Cup clash against Italian side Atalanta next week. We are happy to have everyone back, and we are still starting to prepare for the Super Cup. The work has been done. The youngsters have done well competing, and it has been a good experience for them. Now we want to think about the Super Cup, Ancelotti said. Giving his take on the match against his former club side Chelsea, Ancelotti said, "It was a game with a good tempo, with a clear idea up front, and the attacking aspect was perfect. We were vertically with Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo, and it was a good pre-season game. The feeling is that those who started working on the 15th of July are doing quite well. The game was intense, fast, and with a lot of changes up front because Chelsea have a very quick player. It was a game with a lot of transition, and it was good for us to play it," the Real Madrid manager further added. Ancelotti opted to leave out both Endrick and Arda Guler from the game against Chelsea, not calling on the teenage duo from the bench either, explaining his decision. The manager said, "They had difficulties recovering after the game against Barcelona. We preferred to avoid taking any risk because we wanted everyone to arrive safely for the Super Cup final. This morning, they worked individually." The Real Madrid squad is stocked with quality players across all positions, increasing competition for places in the team, which the manager believes is a positive thing, as he commented. "The squad is very competitive, and the competition helps us to be focused, professional, and serious. The competitiveness of the squad is a positive aspect," remarked the coach. Discussing the performances of Eder Militao, who had not looked quite at his best towards the end of last season after his recovery from ACL injury, the Italian tactician said, "I have seen him very well. He has played with a lot of quality, cutting out quite dangerous situations. Those who are there are very good, like Ceballos, Modrić, Lucas Vazquez, Fran Garcia, Rudiger, and the two goalkeepers," referring to Andre Lunin and Thibaut Courtois. Ancelotti also praised his captain Luka Modrić, who did well operating as a defensive pivot in the friendlies in the United States tour in the absence of starman Tchouaméni, who is currently still on vacation after leading his French side to the semi-finals of the Euros. As the manager said, today he was a central pivot, but also a pivot on the left like Kroos. He has a lot of quality on the ball and helps the team a lot because he manages the tempo and has experience, exclaimed the Real Madrid boss on his team captain Luka Modric's performances. On whether Modric's performances as a pivot would make him use Tchouaméni in defense more regularly owing to Real Madrid's lack of staffs in that department, the Real Madrid head coach replied, "The centre-back are Rudiger and Militao, and as long as they are well, they will play. Tchouaméni has different characteristics to Modric, but he is a great pivot." Finally explaining the decision to replace Tchouaméni Courtois with Arda Guler at halftime, Ancelotti remarked that it was purely done to give the latter some minutes of rest, and there were no fitness concerns with the former. Courtois is fine, but we wanted to give minutes to Arda Guler. It was in the plan, the manager professed, as quoted by the Real Madrid official website. Now, having concluded with the United States tour, Real Madrid will be heading back to Spain, where they will be commencing their preparation for the Super Cup final, as we earlier said, against Atalanta next week. Understand that players who missed the pre-season tours such as Tchouaméni, Valverde, Kylian Mbappe, and others are already in Madrid and will commence training today at 6 p.m. They will be joined by the other squad who will arrive from the United States, and together they are going to work towards the UEFA Super Cup final clash, as the Merengues will be looking up to kickstart their campaign with winning their first title of the season against the Italians, who for themselves were very impressive last season, notably blowing away Leverkusen in the UEFA Europa League final by a great marginal score of 3-0. More updates on that will follow. Stay tuned so you do not miss out. So having discussed and concluded with that, we have now come to the end of today's interesting episode. Thanks for following us right up to the end. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells so you do not miss out on our daily Real Madrid updates. See you next time, and a very big Hala Madrid to us all.